Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I do for a little while. I go over there try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I've wanted to review this for a while, but I'm happy that it's in a more manageable package now. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside my truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And that is 100% the case today. I went over there, got off of work, was doing my thing, and, I needed some supplies, right? So I figured, all right, fuck it, man. I'll go over there, I'll get some supplies. So I hopped on out to Walmart, as I've been known to do. And I'm making my way around Walmart, and, I always like to keep my eyes open for potential review items. It helps feed the show, create content and stuff. And I pretty much kind of made my way through and was basically done, but I decided to stop on over by their little snack section that they have, usually by the entrance. And, I found a couple things. And then I found something there I was like, wait a second now. I know that, and I know I've wanted to review it for a while, but what is it? Why am I reviewing it now? It's boom! It's Tony's Choco Lonely. It's a chocolate bar. It's just a milk chocolate bar from Tony's. Tony's open chain. Yes. What do you say? Cocoa. Yeah, okay. Something about cocoa. Yeah, something about cocoa together. So, okay, sure. And the thing is, I've seen Tony's before, but they're always like these giant fucking things that are nearly as big as my big ass head. I just don't need that much chocolate in my life for a review, typically. So now that we have a little bit more manageable one, hooray! Let's get a thing for the thing, though. We'll kind of do it like this. Something like that. Well, ha 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 ha. Let's give it a go. Be interested to hear or taste rather, what Tony's has to offer. Especially since it's just a basic milk chocolate bar, there's like nowhere to hide on that. Is it going to be, basically just a Hershey bar, or, they're going to put their own little zing on it? I'm all for it. There we go. A little bit more difficult to open than a Hershey bar, but... Oh, come on now. Screw it, I'm just tearing it open. And I do appreciate they have their own branding. That's nice. Nice to see. Show of quality. It's nice. It has a nice milk chocolate taste. I mean, it's a little bit basic for what it is, but, like, what it is inherently basic. Milk chocolate is, not typically the most exciting of chocolates, but it doesn't mean it's bad at all. Honestly, I would say I think I probably prefer this over a Hershey's bar. Now that said, how often do I just get a normal Hershey's bar? Almost never, because it's not like the 1930s. We're not on war rations and shit. There's better chocolate, or there's better candy bars out there than just a basic bitch Hershey's. Hell, if I'm going to do Hershey's, I'm going to do a cookies and cream, like a civilized adult in modern society. But I do actually think that I prefer this. It has a really nice milky flavor. It's got a little darkness to it, like not a dark chocolate darkness, but like it's not just sweet. It has a little something, not much, but a little. It eats nice, it holds together well. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly a nice milk chocolate bar. It's not anything Holy shit, you know what it kind of reminds me of? Now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of reminds me of the chocolate. Kind of reminds me of two things, which I guess remind me of one another now that I think about it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Dove chocolate. It also kind of reminds me of the chocolate on the outside of a Carmelo bar. And that kind of makes sense because, like, you know, nothing against Hershey's. Like, again, you know, I like a lot of their products and stuff. But when I think, like, you know, better chocolate, you know, I don't typically think a standard Hershey's bar. But you think like Cadbury, you think, you know, Dove, they do feel, you know, a little bit more premium. And I think that this kind of continues that. You know, I really like the milky aspect of it. It's genuinely really nice. I think that it's much more prominent than, again, something like a Hershey's bar. But something similar to where you could find in, you know, like, again, like a Dove bar or something like that. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, again, it's not throwing any surprises at me, and I didn't expect it to, but for just being what it is, was just a nice little honest, you know, nice little milk chocolate bar. It's pretty nice. And I know that Tony's do some wackier flavors and stuff like that. I'd love to review them at some point. Maybe if it's wacky enough, I'll even get one of the big bars. You know, we'll do that. But ideally, I'd like to do it in the smaller ones, because, you know, if I'm just trying it myself, but yeah, I enjoy that. That was pretty good. 2 questions have to be asked, though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe on occasion, and sure. Again, the problem for me fundamentally is that I don't typically just get a basic milk chocolate bar. Because, again, kind of why would you? I'm not saying you shouldn't, by the way. If you enjoy them, that's great. But for me, it's like, if I want a candy bar, okay, you know, there's Twix, there's Snickers, there's Milky Way, blah, 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 blah. I typically don't want to go for something that's just that plain basic, but if I am in that mood, which does occur once in a fortnight, sure, I would actually, like I said, I would choose this over Hershey's bar. I would choose it over Carmelo, but Carmelo is obviously Carmelo. At the very least, I'd probably put it around where a Dove bar is, so, you know, I could go either way on it. And if I'm recommending it, I mean, you know, if you've never run into Tony's before, or, you know, maybe you have seen, like, the big brick bars that they have out there and stuff like that. I mean, look, I'm not going to go over there and tell you that it's something you got to run out and grab. It's definitely better than average milk chocolate bar. And if you're a big fan of milk chocolate, maybe it's something to look into, you know? I do think, again, you know, I'd probably gear more towards their weird, wacky flavors, but, you know, for it just being what it is one of those things where it's like, it's a little bit basic, but if you understand that going into it, and that's just what you want, there you go. It exists, and it's nice. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there yourselves. I'm doing so many reviews in a row, tastic rest of your life. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your... Well, no, that's a lame question. You know what? What's your personal take when it comes to just a basic chocolate bar? You know, because again, like for me, I don't find them to be the best option because I just feel like there's so many other options out there that offer more. But at the same time, like they're clearly still very popular in their own, in their own respect. So are you one of those people who's keeping that running, or is it, I don't know. Because it's just like, I don't know a single person who just goes for a Hershey's bar. But they clearly exist. They have to, because they do sell the damn things. So, maybe it's just my part of the world or my little niche of people. So I'd be really interested to hear what you have to say on the matter. Is it, like I said, is it something that you're like, no, that's my go-to treat? Which, by the way, is, again, perfectly fine. Anyway.